Hello and welcome to Rathods IAS. Today in this session, we are going to see current affairs of 1st June 2024. So let's get started. So before getting started, I want to focus on two important things that are very much necessary. I can say like their prerequisite to start your newspaper reading. So first one, it is your syllabus. The syllabus is very important and you have to understand what are the topics like micro listing, subtopics in that so and so syllabus, so that you can easily pick these articles and you can identify which article is relevant and which article is irrelevant. So to know how to read and how to pick up the articles, UPSC syllabus is very important. And apart from that, you have to even go through these PYQs. Previous questions analysis is also very important, so that you can understand how the questions will be appearing in UPSC. Okay, and even without PYQs, you can expect the topics in the current affairs or in the newspaper that you can get in your examination. So these two are guiding light for your UPSC examination. You have to focus on that. And now this is the front page of Delhi edition of Hindu. So there is one important article in your front page. So this article, it is about GDP growth surges to 8.2% on manufacturing gains. So this article is talking about GDP growth. Okay, so before saying that, I want to make a small announcement. And the students, you all know that we are providing 30 days of free demo classes on offline and 10 days of free demo classes on online. And yesterday, day before yesterday also, we had a grand success of opening event, right? And I will be posting those pics and as well as videos of Ayushi Pradhan and some senior IAS officer on YouTube soon, okay? And we are also coming up with a great offer for students, because we are getting lots and lots of response on both offline and as well as online, especially to help the students who are dedicated like you, and if you want to clear this UPSC examination for sure, and if your goal it is to become only IAS or IPS officers or to clear this UPSC examination, so this offer is for you students who are dedicated. If you want to take online live plus recorded classes, so you are watching this online live on YouTube, right? So whatever the class which is taken by sir and me here, that will be getting on live on YouTube, right? So in the same way, so if you want to take that online live, and if you are not watching that live, you will be getting the recorded class, and after once this demo is done, so this will be provided through our app, through our application. And many students, they also wrote this scholarship test. So for them, yes, we are providing the offer of 29,999, that is around 30,000 rupees for your classes. So key features is you will be having personalized mentorship with toppers, daily answer writing practice. So here from last 3 days we started this answer writing classes in this classes. So actually the geography classes which are going on, and sir is giving like 1 or 2 questions daily, and answer writing is going on here, and I started evaluating offline students' answers. And today I will be evaluating on live itself, okay? And next one is comprehensive classes for GS plus CSAT plus daily current affairs. And here we are focusing on CSAT also. CSAT will be taken up by IIT faculty. And next one is daily current affairs that I am taking on YouTube every day. And apart from that, you will be also getting weekly PDFs and monthly PDFs that I will be posting for you. And next one is interactive sessions with bureaucrats, so that you will be get motivated, because this journey, it is a very long journey, so you need to be motivated on each and every day. So for that, in between, we are also conducting mentorship classes or motivation classes. And next one is we are going to provide prelims cum mains study materials, and also like mains and prelims test series. So all these are the key features of online live plus recorded classes. After once demo class is done, you will be getting class on app. So by that time, please ensure that you are taking admission by paying the amount, so that you will be not missing any classes. And next one is for offline also we came up with an offer of providing this entire classroom program of GS Prelims plus Mains Foundation of amount like 75,000 rupees only. So with this 75,000 rupees you will be getting mentorship with toppers, daily answer writing practice and GS classes along with CSAT, mains answer writing practice, essay and guidance, prelims cum mains study material also, and as well as prelims and mains test series. So all will be included in these two things. So if you want to get this online or offline, and if you have any queries, you can call me on this number so that you can talk to me directly. 8074765513. Clear? And now let us see our first topic. So first topic, it is about GDP growth. Okay, GDP growth. So here what are the things you have to see? So first of all, this topic is important from your GS paper 3 under economy. So it is important under GS paper 3 under economy. So this topic is important from both your prelims and also from your mains. So from prelims and mains, so this topic is very important. So what are the dimensions that you have to see? First you have to understand what is GDP. You have to understand what is GDP. And second one, you have to see how can we measure GDP. How can we measure GDP? And here this article especially talked about two important things. First one is real GDP, next one is nominal GDP. So you have to see what are those two and what are the differences between them, because from these differences you can expect directly the prelims question. And you have to know about growth prospects. So which are the agencies they will be going for forecasting of GDP. And you have to see which are the four important factors responsible for increasing of GDP growth. So all these are very important. And here whatever the dimensions that I said, they are from economy point of view. So if you see here, how can we connect with other subjects? So economy is related to everything, like it will be having impact on society, it will be having impact on livelihood opportunities, employment guarantee, and even increasing of employment rate, and even it will be having impact on education, health. So in every area if there is increasing of GDP, we can invest in this so that we can move towards the status of developing to developed country. Clear? So all these are very, very important. And now let us see this topic in detail. Let us see the notes part. So first topic here, it is about GDP growth surges, means increases to 8.2% on manufacturing gains. So why it is in use? So India's, here you can say real gross domestic product, that is real GDP for financial year 2024 is estimated to have grown by faster than projected. Yes, there is increasing of GDP growth than like whatever that is projected, it is like a very fast growth of 8.2%, quickening from financial 2023 7% pace. The National Statistic Office provisional estimates reduced. So these are some important things which are said in this, why this news is in news. Okay, why it is in news? So here because of increasing of real gross domestic product. And if you see the differences between nominal GDP and real GDP, first you have to understand what is the meaning of nominal GDP and real GDP. So if you see nominal, so nominal, which is nothing but the total value. So actually first let us see what is GDP. So GDP is nothing but total value of goods and services which are produced within a country within a certain time. That certain time will be normally 1 year. Okay, within a country within 1 year. So whatever the value of total goods and services that are produced in a country which contributes our GDP. So what is this nominal and what is this real? So nominal means at current market prices. At current market prices. but real means we are taking according to base year, or we can say we are adjusting inflation. So if you want to calculate this nominal GDP, it is very easy. But to calculate this real GDP, it is somewhat tricky. Okay. For example, now the base year is 2012. And there is also some criteria to select this base year. So they will be not taking like randomly 2017 or 2015 like that. So there is some certain criteria that you have to see to decide the base year. So as of now, base year is 2011 to 12. So here, for example, today's apple rate. For example, let us take apple cost. For 100 rupees, you will be getting around 4 to 5 apples now. So if you go back to 2012, for 100 rupees, for example, we used to get like 10 apples. Yes or no? So, for example, so and so person who is selling this 10 apples for 100 rupees in 2012. But now in 2024, to sell those 10 apples, so how much money he will be getting? So for 100 rupees, he is selling 4 apples only. So if he want to sell this 10 apples, how much money he will be getting? 250 rupees, right? So here the number is same. Here he is selling 10, here is selling 10. But here in 2012, he used to get 200 rupees, but now he is getting 250 rupees. So here nominal GDP is more competitive of this real GDP. Yes or no? So that is the thing. And one more thing here is you have to always remember about inflation whenever you are seeing this nominal and real GDP. So in nominal GDP we are not considering inflation, but in real GDP we are considering inflation. Clear? So here you can see here this point. To make you to understand this point, I discussed about what is the difference between nominal and real GDP. So here nominal GDP has witnessed a growth rate of 9.6% in financial 2024 over the growth of 14.2% in financial 2023. NSO said, adding that real gross value added had likely to expanded by 7.2%, and here in financial year it was like 2023 it was 6.7%. So to make you understand what is this nominal GDP and real GDP, I took that. And now let us see some facts regarding this, what exactly GDP is. So GDP, it measures the total value of final goods and services in the market, right? That too within a given time period, that is usually 1 year. So what are the 4 key engines of GDP growth? So as an UPSC aspirant, you have to know in which areas we have to invest so that we can increase our GDP. So those things are very important, and there are 4 key engines. So first and the foremost thing here is money spent for private consumption. For example, as an individual, so I will be spending lot of money, not for my sake, for my kids' sake, to buy milk powder, to buy some food products like Cerelac or any multi-grain cereals, or else I will be spending lot of money on their medicine, on their baby care products like soaps and lotions, etc. They will be getting infections. So for that we will be using something like that. So here how I am spending money for my own consumption, for my family purpose, that is called as private consumption. So whenever there is increasing of private consumption, what happen? Totally the sale will be increased, right? That will be that will be contribute to the increasing of our economy, or that will be contributed to this total GDP. Yes or no? For example, I am buying 2 milk packets or 2 Cerelac packets or 2 body lotions because I have 2 kids. So whatever I should buy, I should have to take 2 only. So if I take single means they will quarrel and they are doing mess. So here whenever there is increasing of consumption, what happened? That will be contributing to our GDP, right? So first one is we have to increase private consumption so that will be increasing the growth. And next one is all the money by the government spent on its current consumption. So government is spending for itself. For example, there are any government employees, so government need to provide some allowances, like if they are going to office, so they have to provide some tea or coffee, and if there is any function they have to give some bonus, or for example they have to arrange lunch for important meetings. So if someone is coming, then they have to make some arrangements. And next one is they have to pay the salaries for the workers, right? So here government current consumption is also very important. And next one is all money spent towards investment, that will be also boosting up of our economy, because investments in, for example, building of infrastructure, building of colleges, hospitals, that will be having huge returns in later. And next one is net effect of exports. So exports, when we are increasing our exports also, that will be increasing our GDP. So these are the 4 key drivers of GDP growth. Okay, now let us move on to next topic. So this is the only one article which is important in our front page. And today is Saturday. There is no text and context page. There is no op-ed page. So there are very limited articles in our today's newspaper, and we are going to complete them as soon as possible. And one more thing here is, in yesterday's class I discussed about the micro listing of topics of ancient history. And today we are going to discuss medieval and as well as modern. So don't miss the class. So class will be there after 4. Okay, from 11 to 4 we have Vilas sir class, and between this you have 1 hour of lunch from 1 to 2. After that I will be continuing my class. Every day I will be taking 1 hour of class. So in that classes I will be taking like syllabus, or like understanding how to write answers, or else I will be taking previous questions, or I will be taking prelims questions, like that. So that I want to make you students to understand how questions will be coming from the examination point of view. So from the starting of your preparation itself, if you are doing this integrated preparation, then there will be high chance of getting success. And even you will be having mentorship with the toppers and as well as faculty, so that this Rathods IAS Academy is providing a best platform for your UPSC preparation. And if you are strong about clearing of UPSC, then see nowhere, come and join the classes, and you can believe me and you can trust me 100%. Clear? Yes. And now let us see the next important article. Yes, in city page there is nothing much important, and even the states page also, most of the articles are political articles. So you can simply leave them and you can directly move on to our editorial page. So in this editorial page, the first article is very important. It is talking about heat baked Chennai can set an example for India. So actually this article is talking about one important thing, that is urban heat island. So in your geography, especially if you are talking about urbanization chapter, there you will be coming across this urban heat island, and even in your economy GS paper 3 also you will be having this topic of urban heat island. Okay, now let us see some dimensions regarding this topic. So this article is talking about urban heat island. So this urban heat island topic is very important from your GS paper 1 under geography, and even under GS paper 3 environment and ecology. So under geography you have to see what is this urban heat island, what are the causes of this, what is the impact. And from environment and ecology point of view, you can see greenhouse gas emissions, they are responsible, and increasing of concretization, and how this urban heat islands still causing a negative impact on biodiversity. How it is causing negative impact on biodiversity, how it is causing negative impact on ecosystem. So all those things are very, very important. Clear? And we are going to see that. And from this urban heat island you cannot expect any prelims question, but you can expect 10 marker mains question from this area. And because of this increasing of temperature, increasing of heat wave conditions, and especially there is unplanned spreading of urban areas is also one of the important things that you have to focus. So because of this, there may be a chance of getting your question regarding this urban heat islands. You have to be very much clear regarding this. And now, let us see this topic in detail. So if you are talking about introduction, author says that recently World Meteorological Organization released a report. And in this report of World Meteorological Organization, it said that 2023 by far is the hottest ever according to the recent report. And the global average temperature reached 1.45 degrees centigrade, higher than our pre-industrial level. That means before 1990s. So what was the temperature is there? So with that, if you are comparing with that temperature increased by 1.45 degrees centigrade. And almost it is touching the limit of 1.5 degrees centigrade, which had set in this Paris Agreement of 2015. And scientists, they predict that 2024 could be similar. But here global emissions, they are still growing and growing every day, because it may be of natural causes or anthropogenic or human causes, but there is increasing of greenhouse gas emissions. And next one is there are also increasing of climate impacts. So climate impacts are also worsening day by day. And in cities, so this problem is exacerbated by this phenomena that is called as urban heat island. So if you see in urban areas, so what is going on? So there is expansion of buildings. And you can see the buildings will be like more than 30 floors if you are going to some areas where IT parks will be there. For example, in Hyderabad, you can go to high-tech city Gachibowli region. So you can see like buildings are very, very high, very, very tall. And even wherever you go, you can see cement roads or concrete roads. So I can say there is increasing of concretization. So they will absorb more heat. Yes or no? So if you have studied heat budget topic in your geography, then you will be easily understanding this. Okay, so what is this urban heat island is about? So urban heat island, it may be defined as local and temporary phenomena. So it is a local and temporary phenomena which is mainly seen in urban areas. With certain pockets within the city, they are experiencing very high heat load when we are comparing with the surrounding area. So if there is any water bodies nearby, then it will be cool. For example, now we are staying in Ashok Nagar. So this institute is present in Ashok Nagar, Hyderabad. So nearby we have Hussain Sagar or Tank Bund. So that somewhat this area will be cool. But if you are going to the interior where there is no water body, still we can have like soaring heat. Clear? And this rise of heat basically happens due to buildings and houses of cities which are made up of concrete where heat is trapped. So whenever there is increasing of concrete substances or concrete areas, they will absorb more heat and they will hold heat for longer time. And this urban heat island, it is basically induced due to trapped heat between establishments which are made up of concrete. And even if you see the buildings, so for example, if you take this is surface and the buildings will be like this, so there will be very less space, okay. So that here what happens, that the heat will be trapped between these space, okay, and they will not dissipate very easily. So this is also one important reason for this urban heat island. Okay, and what is the temperature variation? It may be from 3 to 5 degrees centigrade. So what are the causes of this urban heat island? So these causes will be very important for your mains. So first one is because of increasing of construction activities, because now especially from rural areas, people started to move towards urban areas. So this is called as rural to urban migration. Why? Because of pull factors. For example, better livelihood opportunities, better employment, better education facilities, better health facilities, and better income, and as well as better increasing of standard of living of people. So all these things are some advantages in these urban areas. So because of this, people they started migrating from rural areas towards urban areas, and now these urban areas they are facing increasing of population. So population capacity had been overreached. So because of this, they are going for unplanned expansion of cities. That will also lead to many disasters on later on. Okay, so if you are talking about causes of urban heat island, the first one is there is many-fold increase in construction activities. For example, building simple urban dwellings to complex infrastructure, and now they are used increasing of this asphalt and concrete. Okay, because of that they are going for expansion of cities, and they trap huge amounts of heat, which increases the mean surface temperature of urban areas. And each one is, even we can see like there is increasing of dark surfaces. So many buildings you have found in these urban areas, they have dark surfaces. So because of this, that is decreasing albedo. So what is the meaning of albedo? For example, here we have sun. Albedo, we have sun. From sun what we are getting? We are getting sunlight, or we are calling it as insolation. So just see, this is as Earth's surface. So this is our Earth's surface. Okay, so it is not absorbing everything. So we are reflecting something. For example, here we have clouds. So here we have glaciers. So they will be also reflecting some amount of sunlight back. So this reflection of sunlight or insolation, so this phenomena is called as albedo. This is very important, and this may be your prelims question, students. So be careful. Clear? So this is about this albedo. And now let us move on to next important thing. So what happens whenever there is increasing of heat? There will be increasing of demand for electricity. So from last 1 week onwards, we are discussing that there is increasing of energy demand. For example, 70% of energy demand which had been increased, and that is yesterday's news, right? So here what happened, whenever there is increased use of air conditions, that is also one important reason for increasing of more pollution. So more pollution, again more heat. Clear? Everything is interlinked, so don't read anything isolatedly. That is not the way to read for your UPSC. And next one is urban architecture. Tall buildings and often accompanying narrow streets hinder the circulation of air and reduces wind speed, and even that will reduce the natural cooling effects. So if you have very tall buildings, as I said, 30 floors, 35 floors, 40 floors, like that. So because of this, here what happened, so we are having a very narrow streets, and because of this there is no proper circulation of air, and there is no proper decreasing or increasing of wind speed. So it is affecting this natural cooling effects. So it is called as urban canyon effect. Urban canyon effect. And next one is, there is also need for mass transportation system. The transportation system is unimpeded because of use of this fossil fuels. So if you want to going for anywhere by using your bikes, what happens? So we are using this diesel or petrol. So because of this, furthermore increasing of greenhouse emissions. So here, because of this, to avoid or to decrease this greenhouse gas emissions, yes, we need to have mass transportation system. Clear? And now next one is, there is lack of trees and green areas. So these lack of trees and green areas which impedes evapotranspiration, shade, and as well as removal of carbon dioxide. Okay, so because of all these things if you are doing, then it will be helpful for cooling off the temperature of the surrounding air. Okay, so here there is no proper trees and green areas. But students, I want to ask you one question. In urban areas, especially in this Telangana state, they came up with one method of growing of plants, or urban afforestation. So what is that scheme is about? Please take 10 seconds of time and please let me know. And as the time is running out. So that is Miyawaki method. And even this Miyawaki method asked in your prelims 2020, I think so. And now let us see next topic. It is about yesterday's topic only. I discussed this, but again we have to see this. So this article is important from your science and technology. From science and technology point of view, if there is any mission of NASA or like ISRO or European Space Agency, yes, that will be very important from your prelims point of view. So now let us see this topic and let us revise what are the points that we discussed in yesterday's class. So if you see, this article is talking about Agniban suborbital technology demonstrator. So what is this? That is Agniban suborbital technology demonstrator. So actually here this is the first of kind in our India. So rocket with 3D printed engine has been launched by space startup, that is Agnikul. So Agnikul is a space startup and it had been launched rocket which is having 3D print engine. So Agnikul Cosmos become the first company in our country to sign an agreement with ISRO in space. So why I took this article? Because to make you know about what this is in space. And if you are talking about the rocket which used here, so rocket named here is Agniban suborbital technology demonstrator, so which is comprising a single piece 3D printed machine or 3D printed engine, and it is built indigenously from Sriharikota. So this Agniban missile, or sorry, not missile, it is like a private agency. So it will be the Agnikul's flight, Agnikul's first flight, and it is second launch by private startup in India. So first one is by Skyroot and second one is by Agnikul. It is very important. And next one is India's first semi-cryogenic engine, that is Agniban. Also it is India's first semi-cryogenic engine powered rocket launch. And it is making the first ever controlled flight on a semi-cryogenic liquid engine, which is realized through additive manufacturing. And what is the purpose of this? The purpose of this, it is to test flight and it is to demonstrate in-house and homegrown technologies and to gather crucial flight data and to ensure optimal functioning of system for Agnikul's orbital launch vehicle. Okay, and what is this in space? It is very important. So it is one of the nodal agency and it is a single window independent autonomous agency under Department of Space. And what are the important aims of this in space? So it is formed following the space sector reforms which are made to enable and to facilitate the participation of private players and act as an interface between ISRO and non-governmental entities and to utilize India's space resources better. So these are some important things that you have to remember from this article. And now let us move on to next topic. So as I said, there is no text and context, no op-ed page, so there is ground zero today. So there is no need going through this. And here in the state space, there is one important article, and even we discussed about this article in our yesterday's class. Just I gave you dimensions regarding heat waves, right? And now we are going to see that. So title says 6 killed as brutal heat wave grips several states in north. So here what are the things that you have to see? First one, it is about heat waves. So you have to see what are these heat waves. You have to see criteria and what is the impact and what are the reasons. So all these are very important. And this topic is important from GS paper 1 under geography and also under GS paper 3 under environment and ecology. So now let us see this topic in detail. So context says that 23 persons involved in this polling process, so they had died because of heat related causes. Because temperature was very high, it is 47 degrees centigrade. With a heat wave roiling several parts of countries, at least around 61 people they died. And what is this heat wave? Heat wave is prolonged periods of excessively hot weather that can cause adverse impacts on human health. So there will be adverse impact on human health and environment and as well as on economy. So what is the definition of this heat wave? So heat wave is nothing but it is based on three important physiography of the regions. So first one is on plains. So maximum temperature should be around 40 degrees centigrade or even more. We could call it as heat wave on plains. And in the coast, maximum temperature recorded at this station is 37 degrees centigrade. And hills, maximum is 30 degrees centigrade or more. So these are the minimum basic criteria to say so and so is, that is a heat wave. And what are the factors which are responsible? So we can divide it into natural factors and anthropogenic or man-made factors. So under the natural causes, the first one is because of high atmospheric pressure systems. Okay, so heat waves, they occur when high pressure economic environment or like pressure system, they stall over regions and they trap this warm air near this earth surface. Okay, so this is one important reason. And next one is like climate variability. So because of changing in the climate, that is natural climate variations, for example El Nino, La Nina events, they will be having influence on this weather patterns and they can increase the likelihood of heat waves. And for example, during this El Nino events, warmer ocean currents in this tropical Pacific, that leads to changes in atmospheric circulation and as well as in weather patterns. And this one is even drought and dry conditions. So prolonged periods of this drought and as well as there is lack of precipitation, drought or lack of precipitation, that reduces the overall moisture of the soil and even that causes the land to heat up more quickly during this heat waves. And this one is changes in wind patterns. So there is also shift in this wind pattern which transport hot air from one region to another region. Okay, that is also one of the important reason for the intensifying of this heat waves. And this one is geography and topography. So geographic features and topographical conditions, they are also contributing to the development of heat waves. For example, even landlocked valleys and regions, they are surrounded by the mountains that trap more heat and air, that will lead to temperature spikes in that region. And apart from that, what are these human induced or what are these human based or human related causes? So first one is global warming. So because of this long term increasing of Earth average temperature, and even this is mainly caused by some human activities like burning of fossil fuels, deforestation, industrial process, that will contribute to frequency and intensity of this heat waves. And this one is urban heat island. So urban areas with high population density and intense concrete and asphalt surfaces, so they are limited vegetation trend to absorb and to retain more heat. And in this way it has created localized zones of higher temperature. And this phenomena is known as urban heat island effect, which has been intensified this heat wave conditions in the cities now. And now I want to take one important topic, it is about canopy bridges. Okay, so railways, they want to construct this canopy bridges across the track in Assam gibbon habit. So this animal you can see here, that is gibbon. So where they are located, they are going for building of this canopy bridges like this. So they are connecting the trees, so that they want to decrease these accidents which are caused by this heat of these trains. So why it is in news? So here the Northeast Frontier Railway, that is NFR, which has embarked the funds to construct these canopy bridges for India's only aim to move across this railway track. Okay, and also if you see, it will also bifurcating its primary habitat into eastern Assam. So what is this eco bridge? So normally these bridges are different types. So this canopy is also one of the example of this eco bridges. First let us try to see about this eco bridges. So here eco ducts or eco bridges, they are the areas of a habitat and their important aim it is to enhance connectivity of this wildlife, and that can be disrupted because of human activities or structures including these highways or like loggings. And this one is they are generally made up of native vegetation, okay, in some smaller areas or like bigger areas. And what are these includes? The first one is canopy bridges, usually for monkeys, squirrels and other arboreal species we can do this. And next one is concrete underpasses or overpass tunnels. Okay, next one is for amphibian tunnels, for fish ladders, okay, or fish ladders, or for aquatic animals and green roofs, etc. We can use them. And for hedgehog and otters, we can use these culverts. So in this way, we can prevent the loss, and we can preserve our environment and biodiversity. And this one is, what is the criteria to build an eco bridge? It is very important. So there are two important aspects. The first one is building bridges based on size and location. So based on size and location, we have to go for building of those. So it also depends upon the animal habitats in the area, like topography, disturbances and road length, and even its curvature. All these are the things which are taken into account. And next one is the span and the distribution of eco bridges. They should be dependent on animal movement patterns. So this is very important, and these are some important articles that appeared in our today's Hindu newspaper. Now let us move back to our Hindu newspaper. So here you can see one small article. It is about form panel to survey Assam Reserve Forest, says NGT. So you have to focus on the different types of forest. That's it, nothing more, nothing less. And leave the selection page, and in this page I discussed about this Assam gibbon topic, and here you can see what is this physical deficit. So please let me know what is the meaning of physical deficit in the comment box, because number of times I discussed this topic. Okay, that's all. So these are the important topics that appeared in our today's Hindu newspaper. And once again, I want to remind you about the fee of offline and online course. So for offline, it is 75,000 rupees only. Okay, and next one is for online, it is 29,990. It is almost 30,000 rupees. So please do pay the fee, so that, or else please do take the admission, so that we can have the continuation with this class, or else you will be discontinued, right? So if you want to become IAS officer or IPS officer, if you want to clear this examination for sure, so I will strongly recommend to come to our academy and take the admission. So that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this class. If you really like this class, hit the like button, and please do share this class to your friends. And one more thing is, join this online or offline classes based on your convenience. That's all, students. Thank you so much.